the new Parliament building of India and installation of the symbol within a short while from now, and we humbly request you to put your mobile phones in silent or flight mode. Thank you.
வணக்கம் ப்ரோ. எடுத்துங்க
The Honorable Governor is exchanging his greetings to all the dignitaries who have arrived here to take part in the celebrations of the inauguration of the new Parliament building of India and installation of the Single. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lady Governor is also exchanging her wishes and greetings with all the dignitaries who have arrived here today at Raj Bhavan, which is now renamed as the Lok Bhavan because of everyday program where people from various walks of life are gathering here, and it is a celebration almost every day. We extend a warm welcome to the Honorable Governor. Now, the most auspicious moment, lighting of the Kuttuvilakku. I request the Honorable Governor to light the traditional lamp, the Kuttuvilakku. I welcome the Lady Governor to light the traditional lamp, the Kuttuvilakku. அவர்களுடன் இணைந்து 94 வயதான இயற்கை விவசாயி திருமதி லக்ஷ்மி அம்மாள் அவர்களை குத்துவிளக்கு ஏற்ற பணிவன்போடு அழைக்கின்றோம். We welcome Padma Shri awardee Thiru Nalli Kuppusamy sir to light the Kuttuvilakku. We also call upon Tirumati Archana Mahesh from Yanamudra to light the traditional lamp, the Kuttuvilakku. The light of prosperity was lit. Now the light of compassion and love is being lighted by the Lady Governor, Tirumati Archana Mahesh from Yanamudra. The light of wisdom is being lit. Thiru Nalli Kuppusamy sir is lighting the Kuttuvilakku. Shivam Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Dana Sampatha Shatrubuddhi Vinashaya Deepajyoti Namostute. The Principal Secretary to the Honorable Governor is lighting the traditional Kuttuvilathu, the Atma Jyoti, which enlightens all the mind towards a glorified nation, contributing towards the welfare of the nation, is being lit today, which has enshrined, which has given this Darbar Hall a more divine look. Now I call upon Manishri, a student of Ambedkar Law University, to deliver a speech on New Parliament Building of India and its salient features in English.
Good evening, brothers and sisters of this great nation. It is an honor and privilege for me to deliver a speech to commemorate the inauguration of the new parliament by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. The existing Parliament House was constructed by the British in 1927, and even after 75 years of independence, none of the leaders of the past envisioned a parliament which should move according to the time. Perhaps some might have thought about it, but may have dropped it at the enormous amount of work, time and attention needed. Our Honorable Prime Minister, with one aim and one purpose, materialized the dream, and today is the inauguration of such a grand edifice of lawmakers. The new building will stand out as an institution created by 130 crore citizens of India, cementing its place as one of the biggest and renowned democracies in the world. As mentioned by our Honorable Home Minister Shri Amit Shah ji, the new Parliament building is an architectural marvel that represents the resolve of 1.4 billion Indians to build a new nation under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister. It is a unique example of the coming together of our country's culture and modernity. It is indeed a perfect amalgamation of the past and the present and the beacon of light for the future. It reflects our culture and heritage, where every Indian should take pride in celebrating the historic moment. The most important significance of the day is that the Parliament is inaugurated on the birth anniversary of Hindu Rashtra proponent V.D. Savarkar, and also to mark the remembrance of our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru's funeral, which took place on May 28, 1964. It would be pertinent to note that the historic golden Sengol, a sceptre that had been handed over to the Honorable Prime Minister, will be placed within the premises of the new Parliament besides the seat of Honorable Speaker. I would like to quote in Tirukkural, in which Thiruvalluvar has mentioned about Sengol and good governance. Kural 390 states that Kodayali Sengol Kudiyombal Nangu Mudayanam Vendar Kul, which means the glory of a government is to provide what is needed for a well-being, to be compassionate, to govern impartially, and to protect the people. The Sengol in the Parliament will be a symbol of the rule of Dharma. Sengol is derived from the Tamil word Semmai, which is prosperity, and Kol, which is a rod. So Sengol had an important place in Tamil culture. When a new king is crowned, he would be presented with the Sengol during the coronation by the high priest as a symbol of transfer of power. The 5 feet long, intricately carved, unbending, gold-plated silver sceptre with a funnel of Nandi on top was specially commissioned by the Madurai Adithanar and was handed over to the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru before his historic speech, which was given in the Constituent Assembly to announce the birth of the nation freed from British India. The Sengol reminds the recipient that he has the order or decree to rule fairly and justly. Another moment of pride to be noted is that the release of special ₹75 coin to mark the commemoration of our new Parliament building. So what are the features? One side of the coin will feature the lion capital of the Ashoka pillar with the words Satyameva Jayate below it. The commemorative coin will serve as a tribute to India celebrating 75 years of independence and will be unveiled by Honorable Prime Minister. The word Bharat will be written in Devanagari script on the left side and the word India in English on the right. The word Sunset Sankul will be written in Devanagari script on the upper periphery and the word Parliament Complex will be inscribed on the coin in English. How was the Parliament before independence? Originally called the House of Parliament, it was first designed by the British architects Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Baker as a part of their wider mandate in 1927. The foundation stone was laid by Prince in February 1921. The central vista was designed to house the capital of British India. The top of the Raisina Hill and adjacent hills in the area was flattened to create space for the buildings. So the original capital included the Rashtrapati Bhavan, 2 secretariat buildings and the council house. According to the original plan, there were several other buildings also to be built on that area. But various reasons put a halt on the project in 1931, which was never resumed. In 1947, the government of independent India occupied the structures in the central vista for the capital. And this central vista project involves the redevelopment of the area known as Central Vista Avenue, the area between Rashtrapati Bhavan and the India Gate, where all the new important buildings related to the union government are located. Why a new parliament is needed? There are several reasons for the need of a new building to house the two houses of the parliament. The most important one is the impending expansion of the size of the parliament. Due to increased population, which have almost quadrupled since independence, there is a need to increase the number of Lok Sabha constituencies as well. The number of Lok Sabha constituencies was frozen in 1976 up to 2001. With a 50-year-long freeze on the number of Member of Parliament, it is expected that it is not going to be postponed one more time. The number of states and Indian population has increased a lot since 1976 and there is an urgent need to increase the number as well. Similarly, the central hall of the Parliament, which was used to hold the joint sessions, actually does not have enough seats for the Member of Parliament of both the houses. The central hall has around 430 seats, less than the size of Lok Sabha. During joint sessions, temporary chairs are placed in the aisles so that all members can sit. It was very difficult for the members. The sitting arrangement in all the houses in the Parliament is of bench type with longer benches. This means when members enter or exit the place, they have to pass over other members sitting in the same bench. Again, it becomes a great difficulty for the members. And it's notable here that 2 floors have been added on the top of the Parliament building to make space for offices. But it has almost blocked the visibility of the central dome. Due to these reasons, a pressing need was felt to construct a new Parliament building. Once the new building is constructed, the old one will be retrofitted and be made into a museum. So what is the significance of the new building? The new building has been constructed in a triangular shape to ensure optimum space utilization. Although the overall size of the new Parliament building is almost similar to the old one, it will have much floor space. So the building has 3 main gates: Gyan Dwar, Shakti Dwar and Karma Dwar. Along with that, the area around Delhi has become more earthquake prone in recent times and it also falls under seismic zone 4. And the new building, which has been designed as per the parameters of seismic zone 5, will be prone to earthquake, will not be prone to earthquake. The new Lok Sabha hall will be 1315 square meter in size compared to 470 square meter of this current one. It will also have a much larger lobby, which is almost non-existent in the present building. The Lok Sabha seating capacity will increase from 543 to 888 seats. But the seats are much larger in size and they can actually hold 1272 persons. Therefore, it will easily accommodate the joint sessions of the Parliament. The interior of the Lok Sabha will be themed on India's national bird, peacock, and its traditional green color will be retained. Similar to Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha will also be larger in the new Parliament House. It will be increased from 250 to 384 seats to The interior of the Lok Sabha will be themed on India's national bird, peacock, and its traditional green color will be retained. The Rajya Sabha will almost be 4 times the size of the existing one, with much larger main hall and lobby areas. The interior of the Rajya Sabha will be themed on the India's national flower, lotus, and its traditional color will also be retained. The central courtyard will have the national tree, that is the banyan tree. For seating arrangement in both houses, there will be individual benches for 2 members with proper desks in front of them. The technology will also be much improved with modern touch interfaces on the desk to help a paperless digital parliament. The interiors will be built while considering acoustic aspects so that the viewers viewing live proceedings will have a better sound experience. How does it benefit? The Secretariat buildings will be rectangular donut-shaped buildings with a large courtyard in the middle. This means no extra space is used to build the Secretariat. The existing space is actually used. The height of the multi-storied buildings are similar to the existing buildings and they are not taller than the India Gate, which is 42 meters high. The world thought that India is a poor country, underdeveloped, and the entire scenario changed during 2020, and this was only possible because of our respected and beloved Prime Minister and his tireless efforts by traveling to the nuclear corner of the world and showing the entire world what our motherland is today. The existing parliament took 5 long years to be put in use, but because of the endless efforts and the vision and to prove the modernization of this great country, the new building has been completed in a very short span of time. The surprise visits to the new building, the continuous inspection and felicitating the workers for the contribution shows the involvement and dedication of our Honorable Prime Minister in bringing up this dream come true project. The entire world looked back and saw an independent and dependable power that was not selfish but served entire humanity. The entire world lost hope, scared and was frightened, and at that time when the world needed solace and peace, there came a man who showed that India could be the only country which could be trusted, and that trust was earned by the son of the soil, our Honorable Prime Minister. It is a historic moment which will be cherished forever and for generations to come. It must not be construed as a building. It should be taken as a temple of administration. Men may come and men may go, but their deeds would stand apart, and the present Central Vista project, which has been the result of the vision of modern India, would stand forever and ever in our hearts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manushri. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have the Bharatanatyam performance by the artist of Kalakshetra Foundation.
Namaskara. We extend a heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable Governor and the organizers for the esteemed opportunity to perform at the prestigious Raj Bhavan. This evening, we'll begin our recital with an invocatory composition, Alaripu, set to Mr. Chaputala, choreographed by Srimati Rukmini Devi Arundel. Next is a magnificent composition by Mahakavi Subramanya Bharatya, titled Bharata Samudayam Valgave. We will be proceeding with another masterpiece titled Manadil Urudi Vendu, which is a poignant expression of Bharatya's vision for a progressive and liberated society. We will be concluding the recital with an excerpt from a very vibrant and rhythmic composition, Tillana, set to Ragam Paras and Talam Adi, composed by Ramanathapuram Srinivasa Iyengar and choreographed by Srimati Rukmini Devi Arundel. Thank you.
Kita
We thank Kalakshetra for the enthralling performance. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now enjoy the traditional Nadaswaram recital on patriotic and devotional songs by Adithanar Balasubramaniam and True. The Sengol, a sacred scepter, traces its roots back to the ancient Chola dynasty in Tamil Nadu, where it served as a potent symbol of royal power transfer. However, its significance extends beyond mere political authority, representing the ethical, spiritual authority of Dharmadanda in Indian civilizational tradition. Today, its relevance is reignited as the Indian government has installed the Sengol in the new Parliament building. In Indian culture, kings and queens were not considered as the ultimate authority. The Sengol, symbolizing the Dharma Danda, was used to remind the monarchs that the highest authority was Dharma, the ethical and spiritual order. The recent decision of the Indian government to install the Sengol in the new parliament building underlines its continued importance as a representation of India's ethical and spiritual governance. This is seen as a reflection of the value India places on Dharma and the principle it stands for. The Nadaswaram performers of the day will be Adayar D. Balasubramani, Thiru Silambarasan, Thiru P.V. Dakshinamurthy, Thiru D. Sendil Kumar and Thiru P. Natarajan. We thank Thiru Adayar Balasubramaniam and Truth for the enchanting performance. In Western civilization, especially in countries like Norway, Sweden, and the United Kingdom, the scepter has been a part of the royal regalia, dating back to the times of the Greek and Mesopotamian civilizations. It represents the sovereignty and authority. The one who receives the single or scepter is expected to have a fair and just rule. It holds huge importance in Indian culture, especially in the culture of Tamil Nadu. The installation of Sengol in Parliament can also be viewed as an act of historical continuity and a reaffirmation of the national pride. The Sengol's presence in the Parliament building would serve as a link to India's past, reminding present and future generations of India's rich cultural and historical heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, signifying the historic importance of this day, we have a Bharatanatyam performance on the presentation of the Sengol by the students of Sri Jnanamudra. We welcome Tirumati Archana Mahesh to give a brief introduction and performance.
Vande Mataram, Namaskaram. Sri Jnanamudra is delighted to be a part of this great event in front of respected gathering. We as Indians and performing artists take pride in celebrating this historic occasion of the inauguration of the newly constructed Parliament House and establishing the symbol of sovereignty. Receiving the Sengol from the Tiruvavadurai Adinams with their blessings and placing it in the Lok Sabha House is indeed a proud moment for all of us. The Holy Sengol was identified as a transfer of power from British to rulers of India. On this historic celebration, we will be depicting this patriotic ceremony along with Mahakavi Bharatiyar's Nallagalam Valargal, representing the upcoming Amritkar of our nation. The Dharma and wellness connotes to complete empirical nation. This dance presentation was conceptualized and executed within a very short span of time, and we have tried our level best to bring the sequence through the art form Bharatanatyam. We dedicate this dance to our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, and our nation.
Bharati, a student of Ambedkar Law University, who will now talk about the Sengol and its historical significance in Tamil.
அன்னையாகி ஆதியாகி இன்பமாகி ஈன்றவளாகி பாகை சூடி ஒளிரும் என் தமிழன்னையை வணங்குகிறேன். மேதகு ஆளுநர் திரு R.N. ரவி ஐயா அவர்களே, எங்களது தமிழ்நாடு டாக்டர் அம்பேத்கர் சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் துணைவேந்தர் திரு N.S. சந்தோஷ்குமார் ஐயா அவர்களே, பெருமதிப்பிற்குரிய திரு நலி குப்புசாமி ஐயா அவர்களே, பெரியோர்களே, அவையோர்களே, இணையத்தின் வழியாக இந்நிகழ்வை கண்டுகளிக்கும் பெருமக்களே, மாணவ சகோதர சகோதரிகளே, அனைவருக்கும் இனிய மாலை வணக்கத்தையும் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். ஆங்கிலேயரிடமிருந்து நம் இந்திய திருநாடு சுதந்திரம் அடைந்த போது இந்திய விடுதலையை எவ்வாறு அடையாளப்படுத்த வேண்டும் என்று பிரிட்டிஷ் இந்தியாவின் கடைசி வைஸ்ராய் லூயி மவுண்ட்பேட்டன் பண்டித ஜவஹர்லால் நேருவிடம் கேட்டார். இது குறித்து நேரு அவர்கள், மூத்த சுதந்திர போராட்ட வீரரும் ராஜாஜி என்று அன்போடு அழைக்கப்படும் திரு சி ராஜகோபாலாச்சாரியாரிடம் ஆலோசனை கேட்டார். ராஜகோபாலாச்சாரியார் நம் முதல் கவர்னர் ஜெனரல் ஆவார். மூதறிஞர் ராஜாஜி நம் தமிழ்நாட்டின் பண்டைய வரலாற்றில் இருந்த மரபான செங்கோல் ஓச்சுதலை பண்டித நேருவிடம் எடுத்துரைத்தார். தமிழகத்தில் தஞ்சையின் சோழ ஆட்சியில் அதிகார மாற்றத்தை குறிக்க ஒரு மன்னரிடமிருந்து அடுத்த மன்னருக்கு செங்கோலை அளித்து அதிகார மாற்றம் செய்தனர். அக்காலத்தில் இறை வழிபாட்டு முறைகளால் ஆசீர்வதிக்கப்பட்டு சிவபெருமானின் அருள் பெற்று அரச குருவிடத்திலிருந்து மணிமகுடம் சூட்டப்படும் மன்னர் செங்கோலை பெற்றுக் கொள்வது மரபாக இருந்தது. இளங்கோ அடிகளும் சீத்தலை சாத்தனாரும் சிலப்பதிகாரத்திலும் மணிமேகலையிலும் செங்கோலின் சிறப்பு பற்றியும் முக்கியத்துவம் பற்றியும் குறிப்பிட்டுள்ளனர். செங்கோல் பொருளாவது செம்மையான கோல். இதன் நோக்கு அறத்தை செம்மையாக நடைமுறைப்படுத்தி நீதி வழுவாத ஆட்சியையும் குடிமக்களுக்கு வழங்குவதாகும். செங்கோல் ஆட்சி என்பது நீதியும் நேர்மையும் நிறைந்த முறையான ஆட்சியாக இருக்க வேண்டும் என்பதை உரைப்பதற்காகத்தான் சங்க இலக்கியமான திருக்குறளில் திருவள்ளுவர் செங்கோன்மை எனும் அதிகாரத்தையே படைத்துள்ளார். வான் நோக்கி வாழும் உலகியலாம் மன்னவன் கோல் நோக்கி வாழும் குடி என்றும் இறைமாட்சி அதிகாரத்தில் கொடை அழி செங்கோல் குடியோம்பல் நான்கும் உடையானாம் வேந்தற்கு ஒளி என்றும் திருக்குறளில் செங்கோல் என்ற சொல்லை பயன்படுத்தினார். 500 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு முன் நிறுவப்பட்டு சோழ நாட்டின் மையப்பகுதியில் இன்று வரை சிறப்பாக இயங்கி வரும் திருவாவடுதுறை ஆதீனத்திடம் மூதறிஞர் திரு ராஜாஜி செங்கோல் வழங்கும் பொறுப்பை ஒப்படைத்தார். அப்போது ஆதீன கர்த்தராக இருந்த 20வது மகாகுரு சன்னிதானம் ஸ்ரீலஸ்ரீ அம்பலவான தேசிக சுவாமிகள் அப்போது உடல்நிலை சரியில்லாத நிலையிலும் அவர் அந்த பொறுப்பை ஏற்றுக்கொண்டார். செங்கோல் தயாரிக்கும் பணியை சென்னையில் உள்ள உம்மிடி பங்காரு என்ற நகை நிறுவனத்திடம் ஒப்படைத்தார். 5 அடி நீளத்தில் வெள்ளியில் செய்து தங்க முலாம் பூசப்பட்டு அதில் அறத்தின் அடையாள சின்னமான நந்தி வடிவம் பொருத்தப்பட்டு மிளிர்ந்தது அந்த வீர அற செங்கோல். செங்கோலின் உருண்டையானது உலக மக்களை குறிக்கும். நந்தி சின்னமானது அது நீதி தர்மத்தின் பாதுகாவலர் என குறிக்கிறது. 1947 ஆகஸ்ட் 14 அன்று திருவாவடுதுறை இளைய ஆதீனம் ஸ்ரீலஸ்ரீ குமாரசாமி தம்பிரான், ஓதுவார் திரு மாணிக்கம், நாதஸ்வர வித்வான் திரு ராஜரத்னம் பிள்ளை ஆகியோர் தில்லியில் செங்கோலை லூயி மவுண்ட்பாட்டனின் கைகளில் கொடுத்து உடனே அவரிடமிருந்து அதை திரும்ப பெற்றுக் கொண்டனர். பின்பு செங்கோலில் புனித நீர் தெளிக்கப்பட்டு ஊர்வலமாக கொண்டு செல்லப்பட்டது. நாதஸ்வர மங்கள இசை ஒலிக்க திருஞான சம்பந்தர் இயற்றிய தேவாரத்தின் கோளறு பதிகமாவது தேனமர் பொழில் கொலாலை விளை சென்னல் துணி வளர் செம்பொன் எங்கும் திகழ நான்முகன் ஆதியாய பிரமாபுரத்து மறைஞான ஞான முனிவன் தானுறு கோளு நாளும் அடியாரை வந்து நலியாத வண்ணம் உரைசை ஆன சொல் மாலையோதும் அடியார்கள் வானில் அரசாழ்வர் ஆணை நமதே என்று ஓதுவார் ஓத பட்டு துணியால் செய்யப்பட்ட பீதாம்பரத்தை செங்கோலை சுற்றி வைத்து ஸ்ரீலஸ்ரீ குமாரசாமி தம்பிரான் அவர்களால் நம் நாட்டின் முதல் பிரதமரான பண்டித ஜவஹர்லால் நேருவிடம் செங்கோல் வழங்கப்பட்டது. இன்று 75 ஆண்டுகள் சுதந்திர இந்தியாவில் ஜனநாயகத்தின் கோயிலான நமது பிரம்மாண்ட புதிய நாடாளுமன்றத்தில் பாரம்பரியம் மிக்க அந்த வீர அற செங்கோல் மாண்புமிகு பாரத பிரதமர் திரு நரேந்திர மோடி அவர்களால் நிறுவப்பட்டுள்ளது என்பது 8 திக்கும் சகோதரம் போற்றும் இந்தியர்கள் அனைவருக்கும் பெருமைக்குரியதாகும். நாங்கள் இதனை பெருமகிழ்ச்சியுடன் கொண்டாடுகிறோம். இத்தகைய குறுகிய காலகட்டத்தில் புதிய நாடாளுமன்றம் கட்டி முடிக்கப்பட்டு நிறுவப்பட்டதும் பெருமைக்குரியதாகும். இதற்காக எங்களது உளமார்ந்த நன்றியை பாரத பிரதமர் மாண்புமிகு திரு நரேந்திர மோடி அவர்களுக்கு தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். நன்றி, வணக்கம், ஜெய் ஹிந்த்.
Nandri Bharati. We now request our Honorable Governor to felicitate the orators and performances of various cultural programs. We also invite the Lady Governor to felicitate the speakers and the performers. We also welcome the Principal Secretary to the Honorable Governor to felicitate the performers of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, with your thunderous applause, the Honorable Governor will now felicitate Manushri for her wonderful, thought-provoking speech on the formation of the new Parliament. Manushri is a student of the Ambedkar Law University. The Lady Governor is felicitating the young mind, the young future, the future of tomorrow's India with a shawl, and the Honorable Governor is presenting a memento. Bharati, who now enthralls us with her beautiful Tamil speech, will now be felicitated by the Honorable Governor, Lady Governor, and the Principal Secretary to the Honorable Governor. Bharati is being felicitated with a shawl. It is to be mentioned that she has written her prelims for the UPSC exam today. After that, she has come here and she has presented a beautiful speech in Tamil about the historic scepter, the Sengur. Now we call upon Ms. Shweta Sharan from Kalakshetra Foundation, along with the other artists of the Kalakshetra Foundation, who will now be felicitated by the Honorable Governor, the Lady Governor, and the Principal Secretary to the Honorable Governor. The Honorable Governor, the Lady Governor are appreciating the artists of the Kalakshetra Foundation for their enticing performance, which brought back the memories of Bharatiya and other great freedom fighters right in front of our eyes. The Honorable Governor, the Lady Governor, will now felicitate Thiru Adayar Balasubramaniam and troupe for their resonating Nadaswaram performance. The Nadaswaram and Tabal is still resonating in our ears. Such palpable feeling of patriotism was experienced today. What more could be befitting that this evening was spent amidst great artists and performers and young minds. Thank you, sir. The Honorable Governor and Lady Governor will now felicitate Tirumati Archana Mahesh from Sri Jnanamudra, along with her troop members, which includes the Honorable Prime Minister Thiru Narendra Modi ji also. We thank all the performers for making this evening a very grand success. I think we can have a big round of applause. We now request the Honorable Governor to address the gathering.
Distinguished dignitaries and guests present today on this auspicious occasion, historic occasion of inauguration of our new Parliament building and installation of the sacred symbol therein. I extend my warmest greetings and best wishes to all of you, to all my brothers and sisters of Tamil Nadu, and to all my countrymen and women wherever they are. Today is a historic day. When we say historic day, it has become almost, it is used like a cliche. It is an epochal day today. A day in the history of our country. It is not just in the history of independent India, it is a history of India, history of Bharat. We know that Bharat is a civilizational and cultural evolution over several thousand years ago, over the period of 6,000 to 8,000 years at least. It has seen many ups and downs, and eventually, when in 1947, when the British left us and we began our journey of independent India, the expectation was that India would continue with its root, move forward with head high, but rooted in its several thousand years of cultural and civilizational values. It was, one can say, it was a divine or a miracle that when the time approached for the transfer of power, it didn't occur at that point of time to our national leadership how that should be accomplished. It came from a British viceroy who asked at that point of time the then Prime Minister what would be the ritual of the transfer of power. Legally, transfer of power was through the Act of British Parliament. They had made two laws, India Independence Act 1947 and Government of India Act 1935 as amended in 1947. Under these two acts, the British paramountcy over India was to lapse in the midnight of 14th and 15th of August 1947. And the princely estates, several hundred of them, nearly 600, they were declared independent. They became independent countries with an option to remain independent or to join either India or Pakistan. So that was the legal aspect of it. Thanks to Patel, we got this united India. But what would be the ritual? Because that person, Mountbatten, was aware of some ritual happening in his country whenever a new king came, how the transfer happened. So he asked, what would be your ritual? At the time, the then Prime Minister was not aware of. He got confounded. He said, okay, I'll get back to you. And then he approached the great statesman, Rajaji, and learned a scholar. And he said, yes, we have a ritual. And then he came, he approached the Madurai, Adithanar, requested the Adithanar to conduct the ritual, and accordingly everything happened. He designed the diagram of this symbol because this has been the tradition here. Transfer of symbol is a dharma dand. It is not just Raj dand, it is a dharma dand. Because we know that in Indian civilization, sovereignty does not lie with king. Sovereignty doesn't lie with ruler. Sovereignty lies with dharma. Everyone has to behave according to the dharma. And to that extent, even the ruler, the king, is bound. The supremacy of dharma, so sovereignty of dharma, is the tradition of Indian civilization. accordingly the ritual was performed. It is well documented. It was well documented at the time, but unfortunately, the journey that we began after the British left, it went on the footsteps of management of Western states. Western states, they have their written or unwritten constitution, and they believe that that is the be end and all end. We too have a beautiful document, a sacred document, our Indian Constitution. Thanks to Baba Saheb, we got something so precious. To govern this state, to govern this country, to see that everyone has equal access to justice. But then, a society, our society, especially the Indian society, it would not be said about many of the Western societies because they have immersed in a different way, fundamentally different way. But in India, the society that continued for several thousand years, it predates by several thousand years the advent of modern state, that is post-British state. So the culture and tradition, the civilizational more of the society must also be respected, must also be observed. It was expected that the rule would be the rule of Dharma. Unfortunately, because of reasons known to people at the time, this Sengo, this Dharmadand was removed, kept away from public view. And we continued governing. We progressed. We moved forward, but we also saw what happened in this country in the last several decades after the British left. After the British left, we started fighting with each other, ourselves. We started dividing ourselves along in the name of race, in the name of religion, in the name of region, in the name of caste, in the name of tribe, in the name of ethnicity. Division, subdivision, subdivision. Like scales of a fish, we started peeling off the scales. And as a result, we got a very divided society. And we started finding the answer to it, to a place where the answer was not there. The answer was in the Indian civilization, civilizational values. That is Dharma. Today, it is epochal because that Dharmadand, the Sengol, is brought back to the place where it deserves to be. Parliament, India got a new parliament building. It is magnificent. It is futuristic. It carries the past. It reflects the present. And it also carries the vision of our future. It is designed this way. Magnificent. And in that magnificent building, we have given the pride of place to this Sengo. This is a day of pride for all of us in Tamil Nadu. Because at that point of time, Dharmadand, it went from here. Because all said and done, the centuries and centuries of colonization and invasion had actually disturbed and destroyed much of this country. But this place, Tamil Nadu, it had retained those institutions, those values. There were people who carried on those traditions, and they who remembered, who had the memory of all that happened in the past. It wasn't so in the most of the country, the rest of the country, because the rest of the country had suffered all kinds of destructions. So this Dharmadand, this Singol, went from here, and now it is there at the heart of India. Heart of India is the Parliament of India, because in a democracy, that is where we have India represented. People choose and send their representative to that place. So Parliament is the mirror of India. And in that place, we have this script. There's Dharmadand, this Singol. So this is a day which centuries hereafter, today we remember what happened, what our great Chola did. Rajendra Chola did great, with his days and history we remember. We also remember history in the past, in the Sangam area and even beyond. Future will recall this day, 28th of May, 2023. The day not only India got a new parliament, it also got its moorings right, its bearings right, by placing the Dharmadand. That Dharmadand is righteous, just and fair governance. Just and fair governance. And this will keep reminding all those people, all our representatives, those who will be going and deciding the future of this country, who would be sculpting a bright and confident, bright and prosperous India, a Vishwaguru India. They will all the time be looking towards the speaker, and on the right side of the speaker they will see the Dharmadand Singol that will remind. It's a day of celebration, and it should be our annual day of celebration. We will continue celebrating today. Today is the first day of this. You all came here, participated in this great event, shared the joy together, multiplied the joy. We are happy about it and thankful to all of you. There's artist from Kalakshetra, wonderful performance. Jnana Mudra, phenomenal, today. And our Nada Sura Vidwan and his team, they added glory to the entire evening. All of you, thank you very much for making it great. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. The organic farmer, 94-year-old Lakshmi Ammal, will now felicitate